go on to our next topic. The next topic is kind of we stay here with Mr. McCaskey. Hard Knocks. We had just watched episode 4, the penultimate episode of Hard Knocks. Next week will be the finale, and a lot of people, don't really like what they're seeing. A lot of Bears fans don't really like what they're seeing. A lot of them call it bad. I'll put it like this: I did think that last week's episode was probably the most boring out of the 4 that I've seen so far. But I also think a lot of people who haven't watched Hard Knocks recently and the training camp Hard Knocks, and it's kind of what you're gonna get. Now, there was a big deal about the cussing. George McCaskey finally came out and spoke about it and said, yeah, that was something we wanted to have in there because we want kids to watch. He said, we understand that football players are adults and they cuss, but we wanted this to be a family-friendly thing so everybody can watch, because there's Bears fans of all ages. There's hella kids at Bears camp practices. Me personally, I've said it before. I said it last week. I'm continuing to say it. It don't matter that fucking much to me. I feel like if your enjoyment of this is because there wasn't enough profanity, and look, there was some cussing in last year's Jets, but it ain't like it was Def Comedy Jam, my nigga. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And I see grown folks losing it because they want this stuff to be marketable to kids. To me, is just weird. Now, when people, I think Bears fans had such a high expectation for this show, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I'm not saying they're wrong for the expectations. The Bears have never been on this show in the 24-year history of it. The Bears are the charter franchise. They've got so many fans. And, with everything coming together in this offseason the way it is, and also the Bears, before they actually started doing 1920 football drive these last couple seasons, don't really give access. So I understand the hype and the expectations for the fans. The reason for me why I haven't been disappointed about it, because like I said, this is what Hard Knocks has been post social media area. When different teams start making their own content, you're gonna get nothing but practice. You're gonna get nothing but the games. You can't do cuts anymore because the NFL changed it where you can't actually show the players in the meeting getting cut. So that was a big thing before that got banned. And even like people say, oh, how many times we got to see Rome going to the grocery store? Last year you saw Aaron Rodgers and Solomon Thomas going to Broadway. You saw them niggas in Hamilton. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that to me is like, we obviously aren't watching the other ones. This is just how it is. Now, that's just pretty much where it is for me. I'm going to go to Dante first. Dante, do you think that Hard Knocks is mid, or do you think the Bears fans expected too much?
Normally, typically I go in and say some words about George, but I think it's one of those moments where you got to just accept that he is a very, vanilla guy. I still enjoy Hard Knocks. I liked it. I think last week's episode was the one way you can, highlight the guys who are getting cut without highlighting the guys who are getting cut. It gives more humanity to it. So, that really wasn't having issues for me. There wasn't much of an issue for me. But yeah, like I said, it's with the McCaskies. We know that's how they move and that's how they do. So, I don't think it, like, as we see the comments coming in, it didn't affect us as Bears fans because we wanted to see this anyway. We knew and we know that this may be the one and only time we see the Bears on Hard Knocks, at least for another 30 years, or until, like you said, there's a change in ownership in the ownership group. So none of that really mattered to me. Hard Knocks is what it is at this point. Like, we knew, I said this when you asked us the first time what I expected. The storylines are built in. Ian Wheeler and his mom, that, stole the show this episode. And that was something that I think got him a lot more fans. And just like I said, we talk about, they like adding, showing the human side of this. I feel like they really tried to humanize everybody that got cut and everybody that didn't make the team, especially Buddy, the safety who was walking around grounding himself with no shoes on. Like, what's his name, Scott?
Adrian Colbert.
Yeah. Like, so, even with him, his story and getting fucking ran over on his way to a game and all of that. And so that was their way to say, all right, they didn't make the team, but these are still some unique stories. And I'm sure some of them, we already know some of them got picked up for the Bears practice squad, but there'll be other places in the league. But overall, with Hard Knocks, this is Hard Knocks now. Like, this is what it is. It's not this, like, the league. The league is very, very, very sensitive about their image. And so now we get the same Hard Knocks we got when we were watching, when we were shorties, when it first came out, when it was really just raw and just straight football. Like
when you saw Tony Saragusa put niggas in headlocks and eating 2 piles of food.
You're not getting that.
When, niggas pussies, you're not getting that no more.
Yeah, you're not getting that. You're not getting John Gruden cursing out Chris Sims because he don't know the cadence. Because Chris Sims just sounded like a fucking idiot. But that's type of stuff they're not gonna show anymore. They're gonna just really package it up nice and neat and show, hey, here's the NFL. Here you go. So
it's a crazy comment. Practice Scott Carver won't the universe. Universe had other plans. Have fun in Canada. Okay.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That man didn't do nothing but spread positivity for the 7 minutes he was on your TV screen. And you had to say that shit. The man brought the bowls out, the sound bowls.
The Num Your Ho Renge show.
I looked them bitches up. They not cheap.
Our Puerto Rican brother Mikey put on Twitter, you got a lot more time to play with them bowls, brother. Which Num
Your Ho Renge Kyo.
Bang, what you think, man? What you think? Carl Knox is mid or Bears expectations just high as usual?
Bears fans' expectations as high as usual. You got what you get from Hard Knocks. You got inspirational stories. You got people fighting for gigs. You got the stars on the team. You got a profile on the coach. What else did you expect? I'm confused to what people expected. Because you didn't hear somebody cuss, it's a problem. Like, come on, y'all. You got what you got. Now, if the issue is that the Bears players is lame,
that's valid.
Hey, it's valid if you want it to be valid. If you feel like Caleb and Rome are lame, if you felt like you want to see DJ Moore with a whole bunch of women and not be a family man and go to the ice cream museum. I didn't even know it was a damn ice cream museum, fam. So that was new in itself. So if it's stuff like that you want to see people, driving fast Corvettes and shit and possibly getting in trouble with the law. That's what you're not going to get. This is this might be a bland team. So don't blame Hard Knocks. Blame the players, right? If you don't see anything out of there you go, Alex. A boring Hard Knocks mean not only the locker room is happy, hey, we're probably gonna have a good season. Like right. It was no struggle. If I have to nitpick, if it was one thing that I can understand is that there was no strife. There was no like, oh shit, somebody on the team might get in trouble. Like It wasn't that. And you know what? I'm happy. This Hard Knocks, if you want me to keep it a buck, this Hard Knocks is the reason why I'm excited about this season. I got no controversy. Wasn't no issues with the team. Wasn't nobody complaining. Wasn't nobody
ain't got no Tank Johnson situation.
Ain't no Tank Johnson situation.
You ain't heard about Rome kicking it out west at El Grand. We ain't heard none of that, bro.
You ain't got no vets fighting rookies. Like this is good. I like this.
No, I'm going to say, Caleb being a lame might be the greatest development in all of this. Because that means like he really he care about football. Like, and I like that. Like everybody sat here for years and called him, he's a diva. How is he gonna react? How's he gonna do this? How's he gonna do that? All I ever saw him do was talk about football. Like that's all we ever saw. Like obviously that's partially intentional, but just in every interview outside of Hard Knocks, what you've seen is just somebody who want to play football, and like it's not any of the extras. Like I feel like obviously I'm not knocking them because everybody's their own person, but like Shedeur Sanders has more ego than Caleb Williams. Yeah. Like you feel me? Like it's more
braggadocious. You don't see Caleb coming out to his own rap song to fight North Dakota State. And by the way, I love Shedeur. By the way, he's one of my favorite players.
It's solid, but no, it's not the same. So for me, the season, the expectations are high, and it's partially because of Hard Knocks, but mainly it's because it just seems like a team that's focused on playing football, not the extras.
So cool. Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not